Greetings everyone to another episode of A Tale of Dice. You might realize that some things are a little bit different than we in the beginning set out to do today. As we did know that Crystal wouldn't be here, so we already invited the lovely Sietse to join us once again for another episode.
I am Sietse.
But the ideal was that even without Crystal, that we would actually continue the main campaign story. However, then Maxime actually got abducted by aliens, and we only got a note that he would be back for the next Blargnarf, but nobody of us knows what Blargnarf is, so we don't know.
We're just waiting impatient.
Yeah, so
I'm still saying we should build a wall around the Earth and have the aliens
pay for it. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So,
Sietse does not.
Please, no Trump jokes. Please save me from this.
so instead of jumping into the normal campaign of A Tale of Dice, we can, and
What?
I will. Excuse me. There we go. Just a little bit. All right. So, but instead of the normal campaign, we will this time once again jump into a one-shot game. And for the three of us, me, Max, and Sietse, it's a very large throwback actually, because we're playing the all-round known 5th edition D&D.
Yep.
I got like a whole lot of like cheat sheets ready for myself, and like all different types of homebrew materials that I like to use myself and that sort of stuff, because well, we've been playing that sort of games for over 3 years already.
Yeah.
So this time we won't be playing Pathfinder, but 5th edition D&D. Rules are pretty similar. We still roll dice, we still play in a fantasy setting, we still kick ass, we still do stupid shit.
I'm
still
actually
about-
pretty amazed. I thought it wasn't Thursday today, but
Yeah.
sort of feels like it.
But we're still here, we're still here.
Yeah.
Although this time we will ask you to only speak English instead of like switching it off with Dutch, because some people...
No inner voices.
No inner voices.
Well, inner English.
So,
Oh, right, yeah.
You can always.
But he
do an
always
inner
sounds so
voice.
profound. I know.
all right. With that out of the way, it seems that without Maxime, we also do not have a real sponsor from Llama this evening. So this
Instead, this session is sponsored by Charlie D, musician, theatric, and all-around
arrogant ass.
nice guy. The whole soundtrack is made by me. I'd like to remind everyone of that, in the sense that I also have some other music that I'm going to be posting soon. So my YouTube channel is linked to this one, so make sure to give me a little watch if you like this music. And I'll be posting a little A Tale of Dice soundtrack on Bandcamp soon, and Spotify, and Apple Music, so that you'll be able to actually use our music for your own D&D or Pathfinder or what have you session.
That's awesome, man.
That's really cool.
Like we really love that he's
that.
doing this.
Yeah, when we started out, like, how do you get like copyright-free music? Just get a guy who makes it for you.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So there's my plug. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And a very great sponsor to us. So, without further ado, shall we play a game? And we're back. So, as New Year's Eve in the real world is fastly approaching, fastly? It's also very fast. It's fast approaching. It seems that a similar sort of festivities is also being brought towards the world of Ido, where our story takes place. Because now, next to the city of Oryxburg, stands Hargrave's Academy. Hargrave's Academy, as you all know, is a very popular and familiarized magic academy with all different sorts of schools of magic being taught there. But right now, they are setting up and just starting off their Cycles Renewal Festival. The one time a year where, well, let's start off. All of you, I would like you to roll a Arcana check or a Religion check to see how much you guys actually know of what this time of year actually entails.
Well, I'm off to a good start. Great start. Great start. Natural 1.
Natural one.
That's a total of 7.
Total 13 for me.
So 13 and
Oh, wonderful. I got an 11, -1.
10.
So, straight up
okay.
10.
So,
We are Jon Snow. We know nothing.
yeah. Well,
pretty
you
much.
guys do know something. You know for a fact that like you are actually on a planet which is like circling around the sun, and everybody you tell it they're just like, nah, dude, you're crazy. Shut up. However, what you guys, both of you, know is that the Cycles Renewal Festival is basically the who would have thought fantasy version of New Year's Eve, where all the seasons actually start off again and the whole cycle of the year continues once more. And you do seem to know somewhere that it has some magical significance also. However, more than that, it's pretty much outside of your own jurisdiction. However, what you guys do know is that Hargrave's Academy is known for their beautiful festival that they give each year on this exact day. And what you also know is that this festival, next to the fact that it's a normal festival with all types of drinks, beautiful foods, beautiful people having all types of fun, as this is a magic academy, they also host a couple of, let's say, special fair games. Some games which would normally be done without magical means, but here in this place are pulled to the extreme with all the magical means that Hargrave's Academy can muster. And here you stand now, at the end of a long quest, next to your quest giver, Archibald. Archibald, namely, was a profound member of Hargrave's Academy, as he was the one who provided it with Archie's all-natural apple cider.
Oh, wow.
And now, as you have helped him slay all the goblins in the nearby forest and take back all the beautiful apples that he uses for his festival, you are now presented with your payment.
Because they were stolen, or?
Yeah, they were stolen by
Yeah,
goblins. They were
definitely,
stolen by
yeah.
goblins.
Oh,
But
of
you
course.
already finished the quest.
Incredibly annoying. I wasn't the one that stole it.
No. So right now,
That's a nice
really bad.
session we had.
yeah. So right now, you guys are level up. You guys are all now level 5.
Oh,
so if
started
you,
off
if you
at
didn't,
1, and now we're
yeah,
5.
yeah.
That's how it goes.
Okay,
it's really fast.
I may have not updated my character yet.
So, as who has the? What are your strength scores?
Nope.
8.
9.
8.
I would like all of you to make athletics checks to see how like winded you are from carrying all the apples all the way back to Hargrave's Academy.
Strength check or save?
No, athletics check.
Oh, athletics check.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you do this?
13.
13.
5.
5.
12.
12. So you don't have any wounds left over from the goblin raid.
Strength, right?
Yeah, like
Well, you don't have any like wounds left over from the goblin encounter earlier this day. But as all of you put down the last barrels of apples, Archie is looking over you like, are you guys gonna die on me right now? So
Just very tired.
sure.
I was not made for this.
Do you guys
was
want
fun,
a
though.
drink?
Yes.
Very well. As he turns over to his large cart with a gigantic barrel on it with like in beautiful golden letters, Archie's all-natural apple cider, puts a cork in it, pours you all a nice glass of cider and hands it all to you, together with a nice bag of coin that he can actually distribute to all of you. Well, a deal's a deal. It seems that the apple cider has been delivered right on time, and the apples to produce more with that as well. So, who can I give the 200 gold pieces?
yes, I'll take that.
All right. Sietse, could
Are
you
we
describe
sure
the
about
character that now is taking all of this gold?
I'm a very flamboyant, well-dressed young man with 2 short swords, one to his left, one to his right. Very happy to take this coin. Might split it evenly. Not really sure. He calls himself Greg. Not really sure what his real name is. But yeah, a rogue.
So, welcome, Greg.
Quite so. Yes.
Right. Next to you, Greg, stands another character who is now not really sure about just letting you have those 200 gold pieces. Charlie, can you describe what your character looks like?
Yes, we have Aishul. He's an elven fighter, in the sense that he's definitely his whole life has been focused on combat and warfare. He wears a type of leather armor with bits of metal intertwined with it, but it is partially or mostly concealed by this nice silken dress that's kind of hanging over it. this nice fluent green. Like there's no camouflage application for this. It's just this nice green and white, and he has this dark hair, almost black, but brown when light hits it, and very bright, nearly white blue eyes. And he has these like thick dark spots under his eyes, and his whole complexion, like he has this big strong nose and a wide jaw. His whole face just kind of screams like harshness.
Wow.
Yeah.
As an elf, you know, like the most muscular, manly elf.
Well, he's still tall and thin, but very, but his face just pronounces this type of grisly strength, you know?
What was your name again?
Aishul.
And to complete this dastardly trio of adventurers we have,
Someone who claims to only exist for a year, actually exactly a year almost, as the prior year of this festival actually he was created in this town too. He looks like what people would see as a Genasi, a fire elemental. He has a humanoid shape, kind of, but he's covered in flames all over his body that always glitter around him, which don't seem to hurt people actually.
does freak them out though.
It does freak him out though, yeah, probably, very much.
No
so.
touching.
No touching. He's completely naked, but has no reproduction systems or anything like that. So it's like, okay, there's nothing there.
Yeah. It's like a Ken doll.
Yeah, basically. Bald head with
Fiery,
just
yeah.
fire
Okay.
pulls out of it. And there are two interesting aspects of him. One of it is that he has 3 kind of gems. Like his body is also a bit see-through, and he has 3 kinds of red gems inside of his body. 2 mirrored at the places where at least your heart should be, so at both sides, and 1 in his belly. Yeah, you guys have seen him pull out 2 of the gems that are in his chest multiple times already for a particular thing, but we'll get to that later. And the other thing is that he's a druid, and basically all the time he walks, the ground under him begins to cinder and plants begin to grow out of him. He's not really the social type. Because he's only lived for a year, he doesn't really still know any of the human standards most of the times. Just seems to be quite neutral and has a purpose.
What's his name?
Well, you gave him a name. He has no self-proclaimed name.
So I just call him, what was it? Average?
Average or something like that.
Yeah. So I call him Average. Okay.
This elemental has at least learned that sometimes somebody calls something and then he should pay attention.
He accepts it.
He accepts that there is a cry out which acquires his attention to the entire situation. All right. And it seems that Average, or whatever he might call himself later one day, is in for a treat, because right now your guys' quest is actually concluded. A large bag of coin is handed to all of you, and with that, with a glass of cider, Archibald turns around and takes a look at the entire festival area. Well now, as you can see, things are hard underway. You can see those beautiful large tents over there with the gigantic mansion behind it, which is Hargrave's Academy, of course. And you can also see that spotted across the landscape, all the different small buildings around it are all the abodes for the, the different crews of the Hargrave's Academy, the different professors and whatnot, and all the different landlords who also make sure that, well, the rest of the fields surrounding this area is good grounds for magic sports, as they say. Oh, before I forget, by the way, as part of our agreement, he pulls out beautiful gold inlaid dark blue coins. A token for each of you.
All right.
What is this for?
Well, this is what we talked about earlier. Like, the coin is a nice added bonus for the adventure that you guys went on, but the real treat are the games in here. I mean, those magical games aren't really just for fun. They are, well, expensive to put up. And as such, the prizes that are inside them are also somewhat worthwhile.
Ah, let's
So
go
if you
get
guys
some
would like
money.
to try one of those out, these tokens would grant you access to them, where normally you would have to pay like a fine of 100 gold pieces to actually enter one.
These are those human activities you guys talk about.
Quite, yes.
Very
Human, you may call them, but we found them originally.
Really?
People.
well.
Yes?
People things.
I didn't know these were elven.
Well, it is. If you look up history books. elves were
No,
first.
no, okay. Whatever. It's not worth it. Let's just have fun, and you can have this argument. I'm not going to continue that one on. Books are
You
not
seem
my
to be
thing.
very fond of this, and he takes out this purse thing that he just got. Would you like it?
Oh, quite. Thank you.
Craig, may I remind you of our agreement?
Yes, we will share it equally, as we always do. A little bit more for me, a little bit less for you.
Perfect.
And
We
you can-
round up towards you, and we let you steal from whoever you please, yeah?
Quite, yes.
Good.
Archibald is taking a large sip of his cider. Excuse me.
Procure.
We talk about looting the monsters, no?
Make a deception check, both of you.
I'm not trained in this. Oh my god, I'm a terrible liar. 11.
Deception. That's a 17.
That's a 17. All in all, for the low numbers that are actually in 5th edition
Yep.
instead of
We're
Pathfinder,
used to
like
so much
a
higher.
normal level skill check is like a 10. So a 10 is like par on normal. So you're lying normally, and this guy next to you is already like medium to hard difficulty lying.
Good liar.
So he's a good liar. So Archibald like, oh right, of course, yes. The goblins, did they have a lot of loot on them?
Oh, just a little bit. We found some little knickknacks, some copper coins, some tooths, which we can always just sell to get some more, to haggle a little bit more coin out of them.
They were using a lot that nature gave them.
Well, speaking of using things that nature gave him, as all the wizards here at Hargraves also need their magical reagents to actually get things going, maybe you could sell a little bit of those, get a little bit of extra coin going on the festival?
That was quite the thought we had as well, right?
Yes. Between us, I walk up closer to him. I'm not trying to be intimidating, but I
you
just
are.
get right into his personal space, you know?
He swallows a little bit hard. Yes? What is it, I shall?
I hold up the coin. I kind of sleight of hand like,
Oh, yes?
which game is most profitable?
Well, for the likes of you, as he points over the area. So to give you guys a little bit an idea of the area, Hargraves Academy is like this large mansion at the top of a hill with just like rolling fields all over it. And if you look further to the south, you can see that one road shortly like passes into somewhat of a forested area, and then all the way in the distance you can see the town of Oryxburg. The mansion itself is very large, like I would say like 100 meters in length and like 30 or 40 meters in all the way to the back, and then also like 30 meters high with a lot of different levels all over in it. So it's like one gigantic building which is used as the entire like place of all the locales of studying, as well as the student dorms, everything.
30 levels, you said.
Not 30 level, 30 meters.
Oh,
30
I
meters
I
high. It's
thought-
like a gigantic, like flat building, basically, with a nice, like just curved just slightly, and then flat roof all over it, with different chimneys all over the top, with all different types
it
of
looks
functions.
like an ugly industrial complex.
Pretty much, yeah.
In contrast to the more natural architecture of
Exactly. And then around the entire estate, there's basically a small village built around it to serve as all the different buildings for all the different people that also need to be there. So groundskeepers, lab assistants, just the like the professors that have some sort of a small estate of their own to just be at home but also close to work.
Bakers, I imagine.
Yeah, like all the different types of food that needs to be prepared. And then as you roll down the hill a little bit, you can see that just in front of you there are like 3 large like circus tents set up without like the side flaps. So you just have things on poles with like open space all between them, with like flags hanging from all sides in all the different colors of reds, greens, blues, purples, all very vagrant. You can also see that over the different tents, while it is only now like hitting the moment that the sun is setting, you can already see that all different types of dancing lights are just flickering across the air, as these mages are very keen on getting everything lit and very pretty. And you can also see that in one of the tents, you can already see that there is something going on of like an eating contest. You see a couple of places where just some tables are, where people are dining and having a good time and talking with each other. You can already see like the very pompous mages having like the debates of why arcane nature magic is so much superior to those of a religious nature. And then further on to one side, you can already see that there is like this large open area which is kept open with a lot of different birds hopping on it. It's like a square set off with all different types of birds setting on it, and if you take a closer look, I'm not sure if those really are birds. However, your gaze is very quickly also shaken to even further back, where you can see the beautiful creatures known as hippogriffs grazing over there, with a small abode next to it where they are being kept, and where also some people are there, and there's somewhat of a commotion that something might be done with them as well. But as you ask this question, which game is best for you, Aishal? Well, the birds over there, yeah, those might be something for you. It's an archery competition, actually. Giving with the lovely bow that you carry around over there, might be something for you, as the prize are some, I don't know, I thought they were enchanted arrows, or if you're really, really good, even an enchanted bow.
I softly, but still like slightly too hard, just kind of punch him in the chest.
With your strength fade.
Yeah, but still, like, it's just like I'm still showing off, you know? Good man. Thank you for payment.
Thank you for your help in this whole endeavor. If you'll need me, large tent on the left. I'll be setting up shop right over there, pouring cider for everybody, and also, well, start making new one with these fresh batches that you have. And he uses his hands to cast a beautiful levitation spell as a levitating disc appears out of thin air, where he, with a little bit of effort, puts the different barrels on and just begins scooping it forward as a magical cart of sorts.
One thing for you to know that's quite handy for me is I have a passive perception and passive investigation of 21. I have an observant feat, so I can also read lips. Oh, nice.
That
good shit, good shit.
Something we could have really used when we were carrying those bloody barrels.
Such a shame. Someone of your powers to spend it as a merchant, no?
It is a choice, my good sir.
That I respect.
Some people are made for the adventurous life, such as yourselves, and some are made for other endeavors.
I am made to cleanse the world.
Make sure he doesn't set things on fire.
Yes, friend. You're a great destroyer. I put my arm around your hand and I just kind of like patch it towards the door, or towards the exit flap. Come, Craig. We shall head to archery contests and then gain great riches, no?
Sure. I'll just follow along. We might just as well get some food in our bellies.
Food.
Well,
yes. Remind me, do you eat?
He does eat. You don't know where it goes, but it probably just gets burned up inside and creates just energy for him. But he does appear to eat. He does not very much. He doesn't like or dislike anything. As long as it's fuel for him, it's fine.
Okay. Let's get something to eat on the way, and then we can get to your archery contest, right?
Yes.
He does not appear to drink, however.
Ooh, yeah, that makes sense. Don't want you to get too steamed up.
Okay, you take 1d4 damage. No.
He does not appear to recognize humor, though.
Right, food it is then.
Quite. Thank you.
Let's go, Craig. Us. It's time to walk. Yes.
As Archibald hits the ass of his one horse that is pulling the cart and pushes the magical disc besides it. He gets himself into position on the left side as you guys are entering one of the 3 large tended areas to just enjoy the different festivities. As you enter, you guys are looking for some food. Go ahead and make a perception check, all of you. 19.
22.
Oh,
7.
7? No. The two of you are very interested in everything that might be going on in here, so you guys are keeping a close eye out. You always, as you are having basically like eyes in the back of your head because you're elemental and whatever.
And also chronically bored.
This
What
is
boredom?
this concept is foreign to me. The entire tent is filled with all different people laughing, having a drink together, slapping each other on the shoulders, and it's very, very strange to you what is happening. However, you do realize that what is done over there, this is the activity of eating. As you can see in the large tent all the way to the back, there's this small podium being built with like a curtain behind it with right on there the large letters pie eating contest. Although you can already see that this might be one of the somewhat more specialized games, as all the pies seem to be in very strange, all different colors, and just seem to float a little bit in the air, and then with some sort of magic being put on different types of plates. As the announcer is now just finishing up with like setting up this round, and just shouts "Go!" as everyone begins to eat pies, and like one slice of pie enters the mouth, and you can actually hear a small explosion as one of the pie pieces actually just burst into flames in one of the mouths of one of the people. Another piece of pie is actually taken up and just drips with some sort of slippery grease. One of the contestants looks at it and just swallows it down. Yeah, that doesn't really seem like something normal. If you just want a little bit of normal food, however, you can also just look right in front of you and you can see different standing tables with all different bowls of food just there for the taking, it seems.
Eating, the act of regaining energy.
Quite.
Yes,
Would you like-
Farage. Please, take this. I give him the food I deem grossest, which is some kind of very young cheese. I
Go-
just give him a bowl of it.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
24.
24. You can see that a lot of the foods that are here are conjured foods. So you know that of this low-level spell of just conjure food and water, and you can see like, oh yeah, this is that bland stuff that people just create just to acquire sustenance, but no form of pleasure will be ever had in consuming this.
Yeah, I give him all that food, and I take all the good stuff for myself and Craig.
You actually figure out like, and this is real, and this was made here, this is real, and you take all the good stuff.
It's like, I don't know this spell, I don't know this. There we go.
Right. And I'm, since I already had a 5, I just figured that I picked someone's pocket instead of paying attention to.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. Cool.
Not bad, not great. 16.
16. As you are way too lazy to actually take food yourself, you just steal food out of other people's hands as you
Love
walk by.
it, yep.
Like, oh, this looks nice. And you tap him on one of the shoulder, take it from the other hand, begin biting it down. And as you guys are eventually just getting to the table with food, you can already see that Greg has like his arms full with all different types of pastries.
He's
and
already like, rah, 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 rah.
and he's just like, on second thought, I don't need this one, I don't need this one. Like, still way too much.
So yeah, I turn around with 2 plates. I look at you eating. Right. And I put down the second plate.
What did you expect?
I pick some of the scraps that he threw on the ground and just, I need to regain my flames too. And yeah, my flames start to.
As you guys are
Never
soaking up the
Shellman.
atmosphere.
Never getting used to that.
As you guys are soaking up the atmosphere and soaking up the energy of all the food, just figuring out what would be the next order of business at this beautiful festival, a large elven figure walks up to you. A nice little crystal goblet with golden trim in one hand, large blue robes over his entire visage. He seems to almost float over the grass as he walks towards you. His long silver white hair joins his like kung fu master mustache and large white beard halfway through, with large pointed ears, as he seems to be like the length of the ear of an elf can fairly easily be associated with the amount of pure blood in an elf, as like if you intermingle with other races, they become shorter and shorter. These ears are like the actual like World of Warcraft high elf ears, you know, like all the way to the top. Beautifully groomed, even the ears itself, they also seem to sparkle in the little bit of light that is below this tent.
As he walks up, before he's there, like a couple of meters before, a humanoid is approaching us.
Greetings. I do not reckon you are members of Hargrave's Academy. I believe that you are guests on this beautiful festival of ours.
Oh, yes. We helped our friend, what's his name again? The man with the cider.
Yes, the man with the cider.
Ah, Archie.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Right.
You helped him with his little predicament with the goblin thefts.
Oh, yeah. We killed some goblins.
It seems your academy
some
was
apples.
not up to par on performing this task yourself.
We had the funds to spare, so why would we put in the effort if good blokes like yourself might pick up this hassle for ours?
We needed the money.
We needed the money, and it seems that these wizards prefer eating to fighting, no?
We do seem to reserve ourselves for the finer things in life now and then again. Allow me to introduce myself. I am High Professor. Wow.
You made up the name yourself.
Yeah. I got a lot of names, man. I needed to create a whole
just
festival.
The wow was funny. Wow, what the?
No.
Who made it? Oh, right.
No. Where's I have like a list for like a whole page. Like fuck, where is he? There he is. Hi, Professor Chaldea.
Chaldea?
Chaldea, yes.
Chaldea. Oh dear.
Galia.
I am
I
the
see.
head illusionist mage of this here beautiful college of ours.
The food must be yours then.
No. No, I
Sorry.
Wow, that was snarky.
go ahead and make just straight up charisma roll. Straight up.
I'm not
straight
good. I'm a
charisma.
dick.
Yeah. Let's see how much of a dick.
two.
Two. As he said there, huh? No, it's not.
Ah.
Well, as he puts down his beautiful goblet, tink, you can already see that the goblet fills up automatically with a beautiful red winey substance once again.
Wow.
I pick up the goblet, look at it, and it's like, that is extraordinary. How does it work? I try the wine. Drink from his cup.
Start drinking from his cup.
Yeah, just go ahead and Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh my God! It's like, oh, this is a.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20. This is a very good imitation of good wine, but with a natural 20, you can already taste like nothing can really compare to the real taste of real wine. Somewhere in the distance, you can taste that this is just arcane nonsense.
Wonderful imitation. However, it is not the Pinot Noir that I'm used to.
I shall start.
Quite arcane
laughing.
in nature, but good enough for a festival, I presume.
Can we help you with something?
Craig, I believe we have insulted the man enough
Not now. I'm talking to your masters.
Have we?
The
Yes.
reason I came
My
over
master
here,
is nature itself.
of course it is. My reason for walking up to you is that I would like to conduct some business. I see that you have acquired the service of a fire elemental, and I wish to buy him off you.
Ah, lovely. How much are you paying?
These enchantments mostly come in the form of some artifact, as he looks you over. Although I do not really see some magic item on you which has this enchantment.
Oh no, we have absolutely no clue how we came into being.
This is a wild elemental, you say?
I am here to cleanse this world.
Yes.
Quite, yes.
Average is, we call him friend, but he is simply someone to learn from our slings.
And behavior, yeah.
Remarkable, and this elemental has actually learned to mimic our words.
I believe that he was created a year ago, somewhere around here. we're not
Within
really
you
sure.
call it a year, yes.
Right.
Yes, that makes sense.
And probably one of your colleagues made him. I'm not really sure.
Well, the creatures that are...
My energy cores are bound to the elemental plane of fire itself.
Understandably so, as a fire elemental. However,
You wish to purchase him off us, no?
well, if he is not yours to command, then I do not see any way in which I can purchase it off you.
Average. Smile for me. Put the lips higher. Yes.
Go ahead and make an elemental handling check.
It's an 8.
Yeah, that reaction was quite on par, yeah.
Did you see the smile? It is normally not capable of smile.
I'm not sure if I would call it a smile, but I saw the reaction you triggered from it. However, I do want
It's a work in progress.
I do want to rectify one mistake. These creatures were not created by us at the time of the cycle's renewal.
Oh.
The cycle's renewal produces some interesting side effects of itself.
Oh.
You do know why this festival is being given at this day, don't you?
Oh, no clue.
I feel like it is an intricate stroke of the Academy's ego in order to maintain its authority over the local populace.
Ah, that to be sure. However, next to that, the reason that this day is being held not only at Hargrave's Academy but all over the continent is because at this day the actual cycle of all the different dimensions begins anew, and the veil between ours and all the inner planes and even the outer planes grows just a little bit closer to each other.
The
But
goblin
it is
gone.
also because you wish to keep the working man on his knees, no?
It is a very efficient celebration.
Yes.
However, if this elemental is not to be purchased, then I do feel that my interest has peaked and has left already for this conversation.
So sad. We had such a wonderful conversation.
If you would please hand me back my cup.
No, I feel like that is payment enough for your observation of this elemental, no? Even that must be paid by the Hargraves.
It's quite a fair deal if you think about it. You can make these quite easily.
If you wish to show us an illusion that might change our mind, then please let us know.
A fair trade for information. We are adventurers after all. We only do for payment.
Yes. I take a step closer.
I only
Surely,
do
you know?
what is good for the nature.
Go ahead and make, like this should be intimidation.
I guess it should
Yeah.
be, definitely. Definitely.
No. All right.
I'm just not
Is
that.
one of the
I was
two
going-
helping the other?
Like,
or
can I just be assisting him?
Yeah, can I
Sure.
assist him instead? I
Oh,
feel
sure.
like
Sure,
Your
yeah,
charisma
yeah.
is
Like,
going to be
all right,
higher
all right.
than.
Fair
So-
enough.
I'm just
go
a big
ahead.
guy, but I'm a.
So go ahead and make a persuasion check on the negative side of things with advantage.
So, he gets advantage
Yeah.
for my assist. Okay, perfect.
As you just
Oh, nice.
bulk up a little bit, harsh face.
Oh, that's a 19.
Nice. Oh, go Greg.
Oh, please.
As he takes a look and the guy looks around a little bit and can see that a couple of people are paying attention to this high scholar, actually like overextending himself to get like this little cup back. He just rectifies himself and says, "You know what? The goblet is so insignificant to me that you may have it." And he walks off.
Well, you can say many things about the Hargraves, but they're quite kind. They share everything.
They think to know so much of the world and of magic, but instead they dine and wine. Let us show them how to wine tonight, no, Greg?
Oh, yes. Let's have fun. Come on,
Average.
Average. Let's go archery.
Yes.
Sorry, let's go shooting.
Yes.
very well.
Let's go
All
archery.
right. As you guys walk
A
all the
little
way,
bit too much of that wine.
So when did we decide to be like a bunch of dicks?
I don't know.
I love how this
the moment
just
the two of
naturally
you met each other.
Yeah,
here.
I guess this is just our life now.
Yeah,
I love
this
it.
just happened. I love it. I
Okay,
did
cool.
not plan on this.
No.
to be honest, like just when we sat down on this table, we learned what the characters would actually
Of course,
be.
it's a one
Yeah,
shot.
Yeah.
that's the joke.
So yeah,
Improv.
improv to the max. Good job, good job. All right. So, as you guys walk over to the right side of this whole festival, the music gets a little bit, and the rummus gets a little bit quieter. As you guys are leaving that behind just quite a bit. As you guys are now looking and walking towards the large field with all the different birds, just skipping on it. You can also see that at the front there are small wooden, like, what do you call it, chutes, I guess? Like this big with just arrows inside them, with small bows also just attached to them as like different posts where you could stand and shoot certain things. And as you come closer, it seems that the targets might very well be the enchanted things that seem like birds. As all of you, as you walk closer, you can see that all the different birds are actually enchanted objects made from different types of materials. You've got like origami birds just hopping around, just made of paper. Then you have like small wooden contraptions screwed together, which also form like all different types of birds. You have the same for like bird statues that just seem to be carved out, just like, and also go ahead and make, let's see, is any one of you a craftsman of some sort?
Nope.
Nope?
Crafter of flames, but that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, if stealing is a profession,
Well, I would say,
I mean, in the sense,
He would be.
I'm probably a Fletcher
Yeah.
at the very least.
oh yeah, fair.
I
and you create magic.
yeah, and also I do magic stuff.
I would say at this moment, you make one with disadvantage, normal advantage, just a straight up nature check.
Nature.
Yeah,
Love it.
nature. Because you're trying to ascertain what the material of these birds are
Disadvantage
actually.
for me?
Yeah, disadvantage for you because you don't give a heck.
So advantage means I take the highest out of two. Right?
You were straight up, he was advantage.
He was advantage. Oh, sorry.
Hey,
That would be a 17.
17, alright.
Darn, I did a 14.
14, okay.
11.
11, okay. You can see that next to these normal materials that these creatures are made of, there are a couple of others that are also within them. You can see also one's made of like simple iron and steel, but there are also just a few of very, very sparkly materials inside it. And you can realize that there are also some birds made of the precious materials known as mithril and adamantine.
Wow.
Although trying to ascertain like what were the aspects of these like materials, they just seem to slip your mind. Just a
So
little
we're
bit.
to shoot at these things, right? Adamantine, mithril, that's protective material.
Yeah.
So I does it feel like it would matter how much damage I do, even if I hit? Like, do I want to use a spell if I hit these guys?
It seems that all the different birds, because they're like all like these sizes, it's not as much about the amount of damage that you do, but
Just
it's
that
about
you hit them.
yeah, it's about the AC.
Okay, okay.
And now you begin to realize what this game might actually entail. As like a paper bird, to shoot just at like one of his feet would be enough to rip it to shreds. These things would have a low AC. Wood, stone, steel, even magical metals, the AC might go up.
Yeah.
And as you come towards it, you can see a couple of mages actually picking up bows as just like a little bit of a drunken racket, just like, sure man, I'm rich, I'm gonna do this game, it's gonna be fun. There are also a couple of people that seem to be a little bit more skilled in this challenge. You can already see another person also clad in a similar leather armor with a shawl over one of his shoulders. This one is a catfolk person, a tabaxi, with all the different like patchwork patterns that you also have like in patchwork cats. He seems to carry his own bow made of a beautiful gnarled wood, which even has like a little sprout of growing green on one of the tops, and it has like carves all across the shaft of the wood, which you know is like, oh, this bow has felled a lot of foes. And next to that, there's also a another elf, a wood elf, who also seems to be clad in somewhat of a chainmail armor, but also clearly a archer as a profession. And he's also like carrying his own bow made of a beautiful metal. It even has like this arm guard over it that has like a small shield over his hand when he holds his bow. Although it mostly just is for a little bit of theatrical effect, it still looks very masterly crafted. And he also carries with him a normal quiver with his own arrows, and actually just like says no to the bow and the arrows that are set there. As you guys are approaching, one of the actual people of the Hargraves Academy walks up to you and asks you, "Greetings, we are just now starting another round. If he sees your bow at your back, if you would like to join us, good sir."
Do you mind, Greg?
Oh no, I was just wondering whether I should play as well. You know what? You have a lot of fun. You're gonna love this. I'll just skim you around and look for other entertainments.
Yes, very well.
Have
I
fun.
will see you soon.
All right then, my good sir.
Average, you stay here. Shout when I hit. No?
Does one need a bow for this activity?
Yes, but as you can see, we have multiple bows lined up here.
I think I would burn it.
That might very well be the case. Please don't.
He does not burn unless
There
he
are.
very much hates something, no?
These are expensive games. If you would want to participate in multiple of them, the price would rack up very quickly. So maybe choose something where you not burn up the equipment.
Very well.
I'm just trying.
Yes. I show the little coin.
Ah,
The big coin.
you have a token. Well, free admission to you then, my good sir.
Yes.
All right.
Enjoy.
If you would please take a stand right over here, I will be shortly starting to explain the rules of this beautiful game of ours.
Let us see if our luck from slaying the goblins holds up, no?
Quite. While he's walking away, I'm just gonna see whose money I can take while you're distracting them
Yes.
with your wonderful shooting.
Very well.
Good.
Try not to cause a ruckus, no?
That is the plan. Yeah. Yeah.
Very well.
I mean, we still want to play another couple of games, so I'll just do a little bit of fun.
Average. It's all good?
I would observe.
Very good.
Such a good elemental, isn't he?
Yes, quite the friend we've made.
I didn't know we have 2 players and just a pet. But it seems that's the mechanics we are going for today.
that just happened. That
It
just
just
kind of
happened, yeah.
evolved.
It just happened, yeah.
Like, conversation. Quiet face. All right.
I acknowledge your existence.
As you stand
A
up,
pet that can shoot fireballs.
that's a good
Very
job there.
good.
That's
pet,
like
yeah.
that's like all I've ever wanted.
Yep, D&D pet
Yeah, I
number
feel
1.
like this is the Christmas episode because this
Hell yeah.
is just a gift.
Yep.
Like, I cast Conjure Elemental. You step aside and you show Archbridge. All right. As you step up to the line, all the different birds are just like pecking as enchanted birds do as they are trying to look for seeds or worms in the ground. Just a little bit of show, I guess. As the person steps up onto the field, puts his hands together and begins to explain. Very well then, it seems that we are complete with 8 contestants this time around. As you can see before you, we have a beautiful selection of flying targets in front of you. The rules are simple. Once the game starts, these birds will fly away. Go look for yours that you want to target, shoot them down with your arrows, and with all different birds that are shot, points will be earned towards the grand total after just a few seconds, at which the scores will be tallied up and the winner will be presented with this beautiful enchanted bow, as he pulls out a small bag and just gets a nice, shining, beautiful silver bow out of it. As you guys can see, like, oh wow, this is a magic item, this is a bag of holding, a interdimensional space that is bigger on the inside than on the outside. After showing the bow to all of you, he puts it back in the bag of holding. However, the second and third place players will not go empty-handed, as we also have 2 sets of, as he gets out a nice bundle of gleaming silver arrows. these true strike arrows, which will also aid you in your endeavor to slay many a creature. Now, we have to our disposal different types of targets. The first one, as he holds out his hand, one bird flies off, made of paper. A paper arrow, paper bird, excuse me, paper arrow.
Paper arrow.
You have to shoot it with paper arrows. A paper bird, worth only 1 point. The paper bird flies away, the second one comes on. A glass one, worth only 2. A wooden one, worth 3. A stone one, worth 5. A iron one, worth 8 points. And now we get to the real juice of it. There are also between these the beautiful white silvery metal shining bird lands on his hand. Mithril birds, worth 12. And the one adamantine bird, worth 20. Now, without further ado, you will only have 3 rounds to shoot. Are you ready?
So you basically have 18 seconds. 18 seconds.
He can
Yeah.
count.
Woof.
Time
Alright.
is easy for me.
I love it.
Oh man, this is gonna be one of those situations. Am I
Wait.
gonna hate my dice or not?
Yeah.
Contestants, ready? Shoot! And as he casts a shatter spell in the air, as all the birds begin to fly up all the way into the air. I would like you to make a perception check first.
Perception.
Yeah.
Perception. Perception.
As you are trying to gaze into the air, see what you can find. How much?
Gets me a 9.
Gets you a 9. So many birds fluttering all different sides. You can find the paper ones, the glass ones, the wood ones, but that's as far as you go, as like the higher point range are far fewer in number. You can't seem to find any of those. What do you want to aim for?
Guess I'll go for the wooden ones were the highest point I could find.
The wooden
right?
ones are the highest points that you can find right now.
Okay,
Wooden ones.
let's go for it, buddy.
All right, go ahead and make your attack roll. You
'Kay.
pull out your arrow.
That's the longbow shot.
Oh yeah,
Oh, nice.
28 total.
28. Still searching, actually looking for other birds. You just blindly lose the arrow. As a wooden bird with your arrow falls to the ground lifeless. As you are actually 10 over the AC of this creature, I will allow you to make another perception check even in this round to see if you can spot a difficulter one for your next attack roll.
Thank you.
16.
16. All right, and with that,
Better.
you take a look around. You take a look around. Stone, iron, right over there. Iron.
Action surge. I
All
take
right.
another action.
Does he find only? No. You have 2 shots in a
You
round.
you already have 2 shots.
Already have
yeah,
2
yeah,
shots.
you
Oh,
already
my
have 2
bad.
attacks. As a
have
fighter, you
5.
are trained. You are fast
My bad.
shooting
my bad.
arrows. So you want to go for the iron one?
I've not played D&D 5th edition for a while.
There we go.
Okay, second attack, natural 1.
Natural 1. As the arrow goes wide, it seems to go away. So at this point, after the
Action
first round,
surge.
you want to go for an action surge?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, of course.
All right.
You want to wait for a higher target.
Oh.
It's only iron.
You think that's gonna happen though?
That's a perception check.
You have 2 extra rounds.
Can I make a perception check every round?
Yeah.
Okay, then I save the action
Okay.
surge. That's
So you
fair.
save your
Yeah,
time just looking around a little bit, but for now you have 1 wooden bird shot down, so that's 3 points for you. After that you take another arrow as the second round is already underway. Go ahead and make your next perception check.
14.
14. All right, and with that, the iron one is still in your visage, but you seem to dart around for shiny things. You see one little bit of shiny. No, it's another iron one. So you can go for iron ones right now.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
All right.
16.
16 and 16. Ping! Seems to just smack off the iron one as the iron bird continues
This is
flying.
not my day.
Ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen, you curse to yourself. Take your second arrow out for this round.
20.
20. And with that, a iron bird falls to the ground with a large hole in it as your arrow has just pierced it completely. This was the second round, so now with with an iron bird onto your belt, you have 8 points plus 3 is 11. So with that, the last round comes in. You take a breath. Go ahead and
look
make
for the
another
big
perception
one.
check.
Okay.
19.
19. And with that, You are looking around, you're looking around. That's not any ordinary metal. That's a mithril one, right over there.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Do
Here
it.
we go. Oh, no.
Oh god,
that
oh
doesn't
god, oh
count.
god.
Okay, here we go. Here we
Go
go.
ahead.
No! 13.
The
Okay, let's
magical
try that
metal.
again. Second attack. Second attack. Shush! Stop interrupting me. No! Natural one.
Oh,
Yeah,
Action surge!
Still have an action surge. Okay, so you go for an action surge. You inhale, you exhale, you focus as bullet time shoots in, and you still have two shots left because you take the entire attack action once again. So
Oh,
you have
seriously?
two additional shots.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay, so let's see.
Let's see if I can roll another one.
Oh.
I roll a 25 total.
25, and with that, an arrow is loosened. The enchantment still holding on for just a little bit, but not enough, as your arrow has pierced the beautiful mithril exterior, and the bird is now lifeless on the ground. You still have one attack left, and you still see that one iron bird flying through all the sea.
I am motivated to shoot once more.
Okay.
I feel like maybe I can hit second or third place at this point. So let's go for it with
Hey!
28.
28.
Wow.
And with that
That
the
is
iron bird falls to the ground lifeless.
Do I get another perception?
The round's over.
You can-
I know!
Yeah.
I will allow you
I
to
just
make another
wanted to
percent.
know where-
Go see if you can find the adamantine one.
It's a 12.
It's a 12. You take a look around with your last few
Sad.
seconds in this round as all the birds are landed once more. As you tally up the score with a mithril one together with an iron one, another 20 points for a total of 31, I believe.
And another iron one. And a one.
Right?
A total
Yeah,
31.
So that's a
okay,
total of 31,
my
right?
bad, yeah,
If I'm, if I'm
I
really good.
don't remember the mithril cost, but
No, it was 12. It was 12, yeah.
then, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, with that, the scores are tallied up, and the winner is Swift, as the tabaxi is being holded, and he is given the nice enchanted bow with a total score of 44 and the prized adamantine bird under his belt. However, we still do have the second and third places to be announced. With, at the second place, I shall, with a total of 31 points, allow me to hand you these 10 beautiful True Strike arrows.
Whoa, that
May they
is
aid you in any
lot.
further hunts that you will have.
Yes.
As these are enchanted arrows, they have a +1 to attack rolls and to hit. So these are very nice.
To damage.
hit and
Yeah, to damage. Sorry,
yeah.
to hit and damage.
Just
yeah.
checking, yeah.
To
cool.
attack and to hit, which is the same rule. And the last wood elf fellow is also handed the nice set of arrows.
How many points did he get?
He got 26.
I feel like maybe this is better for me to not stand out with how apparently crooked we are turning out to be.
With
No,
this
man,
beautiful
it's fine.
prize under your belt, we now set our gaze towards the tents, where our beautiful friend, Greg, is walking around. Greg, as you are walking around the tents, you can see all different types of different people that is very worth stealing. So I would like you to do two things. I would like you to first roll a stealth check, as you are trying to mingle into the crowd.
That's 20.
That's a 20, nice. And with a 20 of stealth under your belt, I would like you to roll a sleight of hand check to see what types of beautiful things you can find.
Nice. Nice.
That's another 20.
That's another 20.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish these were
Natural
natural, but
20.
no, they're not.
But there's no, still 20s in Pathfinder at level 5. Sorry, at 5th edition at level 5. Pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, that's
So,
really good. Yeah.
as you are walking over the field, you can see different things. You can see, oh, this is a nice coin pouch. As you put out your short sword, puncture a hole in it, and just walk under it, like with your hand cupped where all the coins fall in, and eventually just like
I
from
feel
now
like
on, it's-
Robin Hood.
yeah,
I'm
like
way
it starts off
familiar,
with
but-
gold, eventually silver, then copper, then you get
fucks, yeah.
bored and you stop and you walk away and you let the copper fall to the ground.
Love it.
You get another bite to eat here and there, and all in total, let's just for shits and giggles, let's let you roll 3d20 for me and add those up.
Very well.
I got my d20s. Oh. Okay.
Average.
That's yeah. Of course it's average. It's math.
With the power of math, you have rolled
30.
30. All right, and with that, a total of different gold.
Yeah, it's literally average.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No,
No,
it's
the
not.
average.
It's
The
not.
average
It
would
should be a
be
bit higher.
31 and a half. 31 and a half. Yeah.
I am
Below
Or
average.
30 and 2/3, right? In this case, I think.
No,
It's very Greg. Like this is a little bit below average.
yeah.
Really Greg. Yeah.
Poor Greg. Poor Greg.
He's just a shitty guy.
But he
Like, how has life led him here? Well,
He's just a douchebag. Yeah. Well,
Greg is a little bit below average, but he compensates for it with a lot of coin. So, in total, you get another 30 gold pieces of worth over you. But eventually, as you are walking around, your eyes also gaze upon a magical game that actually might entice the likes of you. As you can see this large circular table where people are playing poker, but there is, in the same golden letters that you can see by the eating table, and a similar banner was also present at the archery range, you can see that this game is not just called poker, it's called changing poker.
changing
Yeah,
poker.
changing poker. Go ahead and make
Oh.
a perception check for me, please.
Sure. Ah, of course it is. That's a 4.
4. All right. As to you, it just looks like poker. Eventually, as a hand is played out, you can see that the two different people that have shown their hand both have the king of spades. And they begin to argue amongst themselves, and they begin to argue amongst them about who has the real king of spades and who is the cheat. And eventually, as part of the game, all the different people at the table take a vote on who to believe.
Oh, love it!
And
I
after,
love it.
and after that is done, one of the people and loses the round and needs to put in, and at that point you can see that one of the cards changes back to a 2 of diamonds, as he conjured a little bit something on the card itself to change it into the king of spades.
I look at the 2 decks of cards I have up my sleeves. I'm gonna be fine.
As you walk up to the table, it seems that with this last round, this game has now been played, and they are gathering new combatants for the next round of changing poker. As they take a look around, you good sir, might you be interested in the next round?
I flip my scarf over my shoulder and go like, yes, of course.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All your cards fall out. Wait, what?
oh, wrong button.
Like below average, not an incompoop. I'm gonna be fine.
Beautiful, beautiful. If you would take a seat right over here. We already had a couple of
lovely.
people also playing to win and being... yes, of course, our beautiful Professor Calder will also be joining us. As he sits down, you can see that he has a normal goblet right now.
I'm holding his goblet and sipping from it. I'm definitely doing that the entire game.
As he holds his goblet, it shatters in his hand.
Having so much fun.
Barmaid, more wine. Leave the bottle.
Yes.
As next to
love
him,
this
a
game.
couple of normal people are also sitting down at the table, and one other figure. You can see a shadow over the ground. As a small halfling figure sits down next to you, only just peering over the edge of the table, with a large hood over and a scar over his eye, which is now all milky and unable to see, as he says with a gravelly voice, I'm in. And he sets down a big bag of 100 gold pieces, as the keeper of this game takes it, counts it out. Everything seems to be in order.
I look at him. Nice to see you again, Reg.
Greetings,
Greg.
Greg. Sure. You're not gonna win this one, though.
Oh, I'm gonna give you a run for your money this time.
I'm regretting a lot of things. Right. As you guys are seated, the keeper of the game explains the rules, which will be just a hand of poker, but we will be translating it into die rolls, with the later rounds actually coming towards the higher set of dice. So we roll a d6, a d8, and a d10. And after each round, you can wager even more of your coins in, because in total you have 100 gold pieces of chips, with a small blind of 10 and a large blind of 20 gold pieces, as we need to wrap things up quickly here.
Cool. Yeah.
So basically we have 3 rounds of poker, a d6, a d8 and a d10. Count them all up.
I have a d6. I'm just looking for the rest of my dice. D8 and
It's
a
just
d10.
one game?
No, it's multiple games, multiple rounds to see how until you have bested the rest, and we'll just like play.
Simplify
Roll,
it.
Yeah.
roll all of them at once.
You know what? Let's say that. No. We have to do it like this because there are a betting system. I was thinking like, can we rig the system where we just say a couple of rounds? But however, there are some extra rules involved in changing poker because the decks that we are using here today are not only just cards, they are already enchanted for you to be changed with just a little bit of arcane means if you could muster it up. Next to that, please cheat, as this is a game made for cheaters. And if one would be called out in an impossible hand, the rest of the table would take a vote after a heated discussion between the 2 players, at which point the one that has lost the discussion and has lost the vote will be losing that round. So basically, we roll, you go ahead and cheat as much as you want, and at the point that you might be caught, we go to deception or persuasion or intimidation checks to see who can outbid the other and can win the round at the table.
Love it. Yes.
All right.
cool.
Right. Cool
And-
game.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, you guys are set as the first cards are shuffled out. Go ahead and roll your d6 to see what your starting hand is.
Oh, 5.
5, nice. You already have a pair, beautiful, nice. Very well, not very much that you can change with these cards, unless you want to try and cheat, of course.
Well, if it's poker, I can't really change
No, like
that.
how you cheat is basically like re-roll your die.
So it can also fill,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay. So for now you are okay. Everybody sets in 20 gold pieces in the pot as
I raise.
Rich was already grabbing. Oh, of course you start this off, don't you? Yeah, fine. How much? How much is that?
That's another 40.
All in. First round.
All right. Fine. I'll join you. 60 gold pieces in.
Let's do this.
As Caldeer, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, it's very much in the theme. 7.
7. All right.
Not a perceptive guy, I guess.
As you now take a look at Caldeer, he seems to be a little bit more comfortable. Says, "Sure, I'll play." As he matches your bet, as 60 gold pieces are now already in the pot, and a couple of other players are falling out.
I look at Caldeer sipping from his cup. Wonderful. This is gonna be fun, isn't it, Reg? This is gonna be so much fun.
I never
Let's
like
clean
it.
him.
I never like it when you're this confident.
Oh,
It screws me up. All right. Give me the new cards. As the first cards are set upon the table, go ahead and roll your d8 to add to your score. I will do the same for the true contestants, Caldeer and.
yeah, that's actually pretty good.
All right.
Just above average.
As again, you might raise,
Just like
check,
crap.
or whatever.
Wait, is that in or out of character?
I'm not there.
Oh, fair.
That's the voice you hear in your head. That's just above
I'm
average.
actually pretty comfortable with this because these are. I have another 5, so that's pretty good.
Nice, nice.
I'm enjoying this. I'm just gonna sit there, put on another 40 gold because it's not my money. I'm betting his. So I'm like, I'm fine.
So basically, you're all in at this point.
With that particular
Yeah.
coin, yes.
Yeah, but like that token is just still sitting in my
You
like.
just use different money. Or
Yeah. I'm just using his money because.
The 200
Oh,
we,
sure.
we got.
Yeah, okay,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm
All right.
I'm fine with it. And of course, I started off with like the 30 that I stole, and then added a little bit of like their money, and now I'm just
First
having
my
fun.
money because I don't care about it.
Oh no! That's no fun. Of course, I'm gonna bet his money because he cares about it. Otherwise, I'm just handing over money. It's,
Fair.
Beautiful.
there's no fun in that.
I miss this one bird because there's this little tingle in the back of my spine. Like, for fuck's sake, Craig, what are you doing?
You're like a dad when somebody touches the
Definitely.
thermostat, like
Yeah.
something's wrong.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, for a total of 100 gold pieces, mostly like the gold that everybody only has, Rich is like there. Ah, fuck it. And he puts the rest of his 40 gold also into the pot. As Kaldir, I will play this game with you. As everybody is gone and it's just now the three of you just staring each other down, looking at who will be victorious in this one round of ultimate change poker. All right, and with that, everybody is ready and set to go. So go ahead and let's roll
nervous
the
for
D10.
you, Sietse. I'm so nervous for you.
I really don't care.
All right.
It's not your gold.
What's that? What's that?
That's a 9.
That's a nice. Ooh, nice. Okay, so go ahead and make another perception check for me.
Oh, that's a 13.
That's a 13.
I almost saw something.
You almost saw something that time, but still, at this moment,
You didn't even
You know
get
what?
to cheat.
no, I
great.
didn't
you
even need
you get a perception check with advantage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because he's going to try and cheat so much that he's gonna to re-roll his D10 with advantage, for a total of.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
The other number.
Yeah.
The 13. Yeah.
You can
rolled a
go
2.
hard or you can go home.
So he had a 2 on his die, and he re-rolled with advantage to a 2 and a 1.
Oh, that is
As
so sad.
Kaldir's magic seems to fail him a little bit, and eventually everybody
this
is
is
just.
his main
No, he's just
casting item.
Like he's sitting there, and while he's trying to cast, I'm just sipping from his cup, like really slurping, just to annoy him.
Eventually, he begins to fold the cards a little bit as the game master. Sir, could you be a little bit easier on the merchandise? Yes, of course. So, are we ready? As Rich
Or
looks
you
over
can
to you.
raise even more.
I don't know. As he's going to try and make an insight check on you to see what your score is. So, what is your score? What is your total score?
My total
Ooh,
score
snap.
is 19.
Your total score is 19. All right. And with that, he's sitting there.
Would you have to make a deception?
Yeah, go ahead and
Yeah.
make it. Let's do that. Yeah, let's make it contested.
Fuck!
What's your deception?
7.
As he begins,
How are you
as
this
Rich,
bad at lying?
I don't know. I keep rolling like a 4 and a 2, and like I'm really good at this stuff. Really, I am. I believe me.
You've been sipping wine the
you
entire time.
are going to dice jail.
An
Back
actual,
in the
like,
bag.
luck right now instead of your lies.
Yeah, I'm
like
just
you're
having a bad day.
honestly winning and you hate it.
So, but with that, Richie begins to just count upwards, and eventually it comes by our number, and he's just like 29, 30, 31. Fuck.
It's fine, Veg. I'll pay for dinner.
As everybody's looking at him, he's not gonna try it. And he throws his cards on the floor. As Kaldir has a total of 13, with a 2 on the D10.
Oh, painful.
Rich, however, has 18 points,
Barely.
and you show your hand, and you have a total of
19.
19. God damn it, I knew it. Thanks for dinner in advance.
That's fine, man. And this wasn't even cheating. I played this fair and square. You wouldn't believe it.
I know I already had good cards. Although, let me check if this would work. Nope, wouldn't work either way. Glad I didn't. Well played, my good sir.
Well played.
Good luck in the rest of the tournament.
You too.
As you continue playing rounds against the other combatants, as the two real foes of you in this game are already gone with all of their coin, eventually you come out victorious. And with that, we have Greg as the winner of this beautiful game. And with it, a very special set of cards for you yourself.
Oh, and I put it next to the other set that I have in my.
It's a deck of it's a deck of illusions. So just so you know, it's do you know what you know what it is? You don't know it. You know it.
No clue.
No.
Okay, so
I'm gonna love this. I'm just gonna use it, and I have no clue. This is gonna be fun.
all right.
And I take all the money that was there.
Yeah.
I'm
As you-
really focused on all the money that was there.
As you walk away, you're just like, sir, if you would like, sir. That will go very well, I believe. Now, where were we? as a second game is starting off and the different carnival games are being played, we will go ahead and take a little break. And after that, we will be right back to continue this beautiful chaos that is the new Cycles New Renewal Festival.
I actually love this one shot. It's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Amazing.
All right.
See you guys later.
See
Be back soon. Bye bye.